Hi, it's Martin from Martin's Engine Services. Well, it's a glorious Saturday afternoon here in West Norfolk. The sun's just broken through. It's a bit of a chilly breeze blowing for most of the day, and even though the sun's through, that breeze has still got a little chill to it. But it's definitely improving. Anyhow, I've just done a little job this morning. So I finished that up for customer, and they left a little while ago. And I thought I'd finish off the C-Max with the bonnet catch and the exploded A key. No, AC, that's it. Martin's off again with wrong words and wrong order. Yes, so we're leaving the AC system disabled. The pump's just sitting there bolted onto the bottom of the engine doing nothing. Don't need the belt on it, so for now that's just say been deleted. I did actually replace the blown fuse for the AC clutch because that does actually affect some of the other components in the heating system. There's a couple of other components that weren't working. I think recirculatory flap and a couple of bits. Because obviously when the electromagnetic clutch melted and it shorted out, it blew the AC fuse. So I should change that just to correct a few things. And so I thought I wasn't planning on doing this today, but the new bonnet catch lock assembly arrived. So here it is on the bench. It's actually a very good redesign because the original one has this cable which, when you put the grill in, almost seems to want to bend out of shape. It just doesn't quite line up well. It's a bit too long. But this new one has got this very clever telescopic drive system and actually has like a universal joint each end. So even at extreme angles, it still works. It's like a little ball joint almost. And it's absolutely brilliant because no matter where it sits, it works. So it takes out all that load and bowing of that cable against the lock, so there's no sort of stress and strain on the barrel and everything. So it's a really neat idea. I do like this sliding link design. It's got like a flat on it to drive, like a steering column, and it's got these ball joints in there, which provide a very good angle of big word here, was it? Articulation. How about that? So yeah, I'm going to clip this into place. I'll put a bit of grease on these just to make sure, but it comes with two keys. Yeah, nicely cut keys, and the barrel turns nicely, so rather impressed by that. So I mean, obviously going to the fitting the original one, it's going to mean getting a whole new assembly here from Ford's or similar, and then getting the key match and the barrel and the tumblers. And anybody who's done those tumblers in the locks know what fun they are, and I do not do them. That is definitely a specialist job. Now the actual latch itself is in perfectly good working order, as I said before. I've oiled it up thoroughly, it works well, there's no real cause for concern on that whatsoever. So I'm going to bolt it back in place. I can line the bolts up sort of near as they were and adjust later. So I'll stick that on and we'll see what happens. So I'll just get everything set up and I'll bring you back. Right, yes, so I'm munching on a biscuit at the moment. We have tea and biscuits on the go. Most civilised, I thought. So, can't put that in yet, Martin. You're one stage away. You've got to put the lock barrel assembly in. Got slightly ahead of myself there. I'll just grease it up and then get that into place. Right, here we go. Let's poke all this assembly through here. Yep. Fits into place nicely. Now I've got to get the orientation of this right, and it's been a long time since I've done one of these. There's obviously the key's going to be upwards. Now there's an offset on the side of the barrel here, which you can tell by the grill. That's it. Let's have a look. Oh yes, the offset or the bump on the casting goes that way. There's a, can't really quite see it, but there's a sort of indentation in the plastic. Obviously the natural thing to do is to go, oh yes, that's fine. Just remember it's got to be that way round. Okay, that's fine. So now let's get the latch in place. Theoretically, that should just clip onto the back of there. Theoretically, that should clip onto the back of there. It says with confidence. Aha, there we go. Right. I'm sure we can lose one of these bolts in a minute, straight down into the under tray, so stand by for some laughter. Nope, success. I can get to plug in the bonnet open warning for the alarm, no problem, so I haven't left that out. Right, basic alignment. Right. That's lined them up where the washer's left the mark on the old, left the mark on the clean sort of patch where the washer was. Right. Now I think what we do now is we'll shut that and we'll test it a couple of times. Oh, excellent. It's actually very nice. That it feels a lot better than the original type. Actually, it's much more positive, and no, rather impressed by that. Yes, let's plug this in. There. Hoses laying around there. The clip seems to have given up. I'll put a cable tie around them in a minute so they don't rub on anything. Right, now I've got to get the grill back in. Now, I can't remember whether you put the grill in first or the nose panel in. Let's go and get all the parts and have an investigation. Yes, this can go in afterwards. Now theoretically this should be the last of the parts we've got to get rid of, so all goes to plan. We have got rid of all the bits. That should locate in there with the offset. Click. Oh, how about that? It's got in there very easily. I have one more safety check. Well, can't fault that. So that's particularly nice because, see, obviously with the fixed cable type, you're trying to push the grill back, and that cable, this cable is effectively trying to sort of do this. which pushes heavily on the barrel and of course heavily onto this assembly here. Well, that sliding joint arrangement, that's much, much better. Yeah, I'm most impressed by that. Right, so this should click back in to its there. Martin's disconnected the barrel off and disconnected this off the back by accident. He went too far. Actually, if I'd have paid attention, the easy way of doing this is to put this on here, like that, that's it. Hold on, folks. That's it. That's it. Then put that in there, that's better. Right, okay. That's it. Right. Brilliant. If I'd have looked, it's very obvious. The sliding joint actually has a stop little catch on it. And you just pop that apart to pull the grill with the barrel rather than try and do what I did. So, mad enthusiasm, I put that down to. Well, that's gone in there nice. That's all clicked back into place. We've just got to get the little clips in the top. We've gone mad and we've got brand new clips for this. Because what I actually did to get these out, so obviously you pull the screw out the top, then pull them out, but at the bottom there where there's a little slot where the end of the clip is, I managed to get a long pick in there and actually push the middle of the rivet up and then ping them out, which is how she got the grill out. It was these two that were hard to get to till the bumper came off, so that all worked out rather well. Right, now let's put it round the right way. That should clip into here like that. Like that. Now, there is another panel section under there that's got to be sort of lined up at the same time. So that's going to be... Right, let's go and get a long pick or something, or screwdriver to get under there and see if we can do it that way. Right, well you can actually get this this pick under here and hold the other panel from underneath up. Get the clip in, that's it. There's another one there, it's going to be interesting. So let's put one in here to keep everything in place. Problem is nothing's got any strength to push on. I'll probably get my hand under there. No, go back to the job in hand, Martin. You try to do too many things at once here. Right, that's that one in, that one in. Now I've got to try and get under this one. Can we get in there? Yes, we can get under of that. And the hole doesn't want to line up either. We can get in the front. Okay. And we're stolen the hole now. There it is. Right. This is where we line it up and then of course drop the clip, and then we have to go get another clip and it's all moved again. And any of you that do this kind of stuff all day know exactly what the fun of it all is. Right. And one more. Yep, one on the floor. Everything will go on the floor at some point. It's a given fact of life in the world of the motor trade. Right, so they're all down and in. The back of this just sits like that. It's a beautiful bit of manufactured there by Fords. That's it. There's no clips, there's no brackets. It just, well, there is some sort of clips that are supposed to go over the locking rail, which sort of half-heartedly do, but that one's long gone, that end. So let's have another test. Yes, I was most impressed by the way that works. Look at that. Even got a little bit of cover over the new chromey lock, so definitely some car show specials there. Bit of show and shine, nice new clips, nice chromey bit. I think they like that. I mean, if you've ever taken the bulkhead out of one of these, which is, sorry for the dizziness factor at the moment. I mean, if you've ever taken the bulkhead out to try and get to brake fluid reservoir or clean anything out in there, what a mission that is. Clips and bits and pieces, that bit's clipped on top of this bit, on top of this bit, and all this, and it's all very, very good fun to get out. It's all very sharp on the edges, all these corners and all these bits are nice and razor sharp to catch you out, so it is an absolute pain. I'm guessing the battery out's no big joy either, because that's been stuck up under there. Got to take the air filter out, and the terminals is right back under the bulkhead, so all good fun, all good fun. It's likewise doing the wishbone or track control arm bushes on these. The bolt this side won't come out of the subframe because it's the air conditioning pump. So what you basically have to do there is unbolt the air conditioning pump and then move the bracket down, or you can undo the engine mount, because to get the engine mount out you've got to take the header tank out and the screen wash reservoir neck off, lift the header tank out, unbolt the engine mount, move that up. Yeah, it's well packed in there, shall we say. This is the one I actually changed the engine mount on a few months ago, where it completely collapsed and the engine was actually sitting down at an angle like that. And so there's one was shaking the interior mirror, and the door mirrors were rattling, and everything was vibrating hideously. And I think they just got used to it. Especially when we let the clutch out, it was quite spectacular. So that wasn't too bad a fix. Well, I suppose it's time to do the big test. So I will do it live. So there's a big reveal. Will it or won't it? And of course, make sure you've got the keys, because many years ago when I had my garage in North London, one of my customers put his keys in a ordinary Focus on top of the engine cover and shut the bonnet. And of course, he had actually had both his keys on one key fob. So that was an RAC job, I believe. Right, we'll have one more little test. Okay, here we go. Check the tools. First of all, we're going to test the safety catch. Very nice. That is so much less effort than the Ford type one. That really is quite impressive. I think we're just going to take the lock down just a touch. Well, it's not quite sitting down perfectly. A little bit. Actually, I'll just wind the buffers on the bonnet a little bit. That's better. Well, there we go. All back to working order. Definitely a very impressive lock, that. Or lock assembly for the money. I'm very pleased with that. I'd say that is so much easier and less load than the Ford type one. Of course, the barrel's not been pushed out everywhere, so no. Very good, that. It is now full of oil, so they were quite lucky with that. Everything else has been topped up and checked, so ready to go. Well, one more test. Perfect. There we go. Click. So, all done. Got rid of all the parts, nothing left over. So, considering all odds here, it could have been an absolutely hideous scenario of the poor engine dying for lack of oil and complete destruction of the grille and the front end to get it apart. So, no, I think that's all gone very well to plan. So, I think we call that it. And that's not the most exciting thing on the planet, but give some idea what's involved in putting the lock in and whatnot, and a finish of a job. If we do reinstate the air conditioning on this at any point, I'll make a video on that because it could be quite interesting. But otherwise, I think that's it. So thanks very much indeed for watching. So please like and subscribe. Picked up another couple of subscribers over the weekend so far, which is really good. Every time I get another subscriber, that's a really good feeling. So thank you all very much indeed, and bye for now.